Hello, everyone. Am I audible now? Okay, great. So today is the session in which we are going to tell you all about DSA, why DSA is so much important in the companies these days, and why you should take this course and learn this. Okay. So I would like to request all those people who have attended the demo session a week ago, if they have joined here, you can drop off from the session because I'm going to tell the same things today. This session has been organized for the people because there were a lot of queries for the repetition of this particular session so that people can know about like what is happening in this particular course. Okay, so all of those who just feel like that we have attended that particular session, you can just drop off. I'll have that session today, and from Monday onwards, we are going to have the regular sessions. Okay, for those who have who have came today, for you there are going to be 4 free classes like from Monday to Thursday. Finish your registrations by Friday, or you can say the weekends, Saturday and Sunday. And from next Monday onwards, we are going to have the paid batches. I hope I made my point. If anyone has any queries regarding this, you can just ping me in the chat box. All right, if no one has any queries, let's start with the session. So first of all, since you have came here to learn what is DSA, or like you have came here to learn about the DSA course, so I should be asking you the very first question. What is DSA? Anyone has any ideas? Yes, guys, you can start responding in the chat boxes that what is DSA, what do you understand by the term DSA or data structures and algorithm. More precisely, you can say that. And guys, those who are messaging and I'm not able to see their messages, please do message to the co-host and not the host. Okay. So let's start. What is DSA? DSA is nothing but, as we term it, data structures and algorithm. It is nothing but it tests your logical abilities. Okay. How it test your logical abilities? It's basically like someone gives you a question and asks you like, okay, this is the question being given to you. How will you solve it? Okay. At that particular instance of time, he or she will see, okay, how this person is thinking about this particular problem, how he is going to solve this particular problem further ahead. So, whenever you're answering a problem based on DSA, it tells a lot about your problem solving skills. Okay. So, basically, DSA is something which I can say it as a logical abilities. These logical abilities is nothing but if someone asks you something about DSA, some questions regarding DSA, it tells you a lot about your problem solving skills. That is, it's a very good chance for you to make the impression in front of your interviewer or any company, any good company you're trying for. Is it clear to all? Yeah, guys, please start messaging. Okay. Now coming on to my second question, which I would like to ask you all, that why are we going to learn this course? Why are we learning this course? What is the need of it? And why it is so important? Importance of it. Anyone? All of you must have came here for some, like, you must be having something in your head. Okay, let me learn DSA. It's going to be important for my future, for my career. Okay, for solving problems in efficient ways. Cool. Any other statements from your ends, that why did you actually join in today? All the new people I am asking. Okay. So let's see. Obviously, the first reason it can be for problem solving skills. Correct. For solving problems and improving your logical ability. What can be the second probable answer for that? Improving logical abilities. For code optimizations like reducing time and complexity. Okay. Any other reasons anyone can think of? I have got two reasons. Correct. I got the answer, which, like, most of you must be having in your head, but no one is saying. It is mostly learned to crack the interviews of product based companies. Okay. So, as we name product based companies, FANG is never left out of the option. So, yeah, FANG and many more. It's not like only FANG is in the league, there are many more. So now those who don't know about product based companies, is there anyone in the class who don't know about the product based companies? Okay, in case someone wants to know. So what product based companies are? And if you don't know the differentiations also, basically we have two kind of companies if we term it in the form of IT companies. One is product based, one is service based. Okay. Why, like, what is product based? What is service based? Product based is basically the companies which have the products of their own, okay, which have their own products. Someone told me Google and Amazon, so you all must be knowing that why Amazon and Google are into this particular category. Yes, they have their own products, right? Amazon has their own has its own app, and it has made its own particular thing, or you can say the brand these days. But what do service based companies do? Service based company, okay, I got an answer. Providing quotes to their client, okay. Who are their clients? Have you ever thought who are these clients? It can be any, but service based companies actually have their clients as product based companies. These product based companies have their small things, or you can say some small services which they want to be done, but they don't want to they want what exactly they want. So they just tell their requirements to these service based companies, and according to their requirements, service based company work for them. Okay, so these companies provide service to these product based companies. Is it clear? Okay, so I hope you understood. I'm not going much into the deep of product based or the service based, but I'm just saying that. So both these companies these days are very much into DSA. Okay, any company you are interviewing for, if you are good in DSA and if you say them that, okay, I'm good in DSA, they will definitely ask you the questions in DSA. This can be a choice in service based companies, like you can or cannot say this particular thing. But in product based companies, any interviewer you come across, they ask you DSA, irrespective of whether you tell them that I know DSA or you don't tell them that I know DSA. Is it clear? Is it clear, guys? DSA is a mandatory thing in product based companies. And since you told that this FANG group and many more big companies belong to this particular category in which most of you want to go, so here we are learning DSA to crack the interviews for the product based companies. Now, does it make sense to all of you? Like why this course is so much important for you all? Considering the recent examples, like not only naming what is FANG, what is Amazon, let's just see that why I am like giving the impact on these companies. Amazon conducts almost 5 rounds of interviews, out of which the initial 3 to 4 rounds, if you are a fresher, let me tell you, for the experience, it can be a little different. But right now, I'm telling about the freshers. 3 to 4 rounds they conduct purely on DSA. They don't want to know your project. In the introduction, you tell yourself, like, what was my project? This is my introduction. After the introduction, the only thing they come upon is the DSA thing. Is it clear to everyone? I'm talking about Amazon here. Okay. Any other product based company, this was the very famous. Let's take about Adobe. The same thing is happening in this particular company as well. And it's not like the DSA is like very, very tough questions. Like you can just say that, okay, if I want to try for the Amazon, I should know graph. No, it's not like that. In the very first interview, they just test your basic coding skills. Okay, you can expect binary search. You can expect that normal mathematical kind of question, or you can say the programming question. They can ask that. So it's not like it's way too high, but it's just that you should be having that particular thinking process at that time while being in the interview. Is it clear to all? Okay. And slowly, slowly, they increase their level. If in the first round they ask the easy, in this next round, it will be slightly tough. In the third, it will be more like you can say the medium one. In the fourth, it's going to be hard. So basically, they test all your DSA skills and then only they let you in the company. Is it clear to all? So if someone thinks that, okay, I can learn the basics of DSA and I can start getting into the Amazon, so no, they actually ask the tough questions as well. I'm not telling you to scare you, but actually it happens. Seeing these companies, Amazon, Adobe, all the remaining product based companies have also started the same trend. Amazon start with the simple questions, but remaining product based companies, they conduct their first round as the programming round. Programming, which means it's not an interview. You just need to write the program and run it and submit it. Each and every product based company have started doing this. So if you want to get into it, you need to solve this first round. Is it clear to all that why I am giving so much impact on the DSA? Because it's actually being asked. Just give me a minute. DSA, how important in service based companies? You can expect that if you know the basics of DSA and some basic algorithms, like you can say you know about the linked list and these binary search and sorting thing, you can easily get into the service based company if you are having a good experience. Okay, Raghav. So I hope everyone is like clear with my second question. Why are we learning this course and its importance? Okay. Anyone having any doubts regarding the same? Clear. Great. Now, the third question that I'm going to pick here is that why only DSA is being asked? Like why companies are preferring to you like ask you DSA in the interview rounds and then only take you into the company. Laksh, I'll answer this question of yours at the end. So the answer to this is why only DSA is being asked because it is scalable. Now you must be asking how it is scalable. Any question in DSA, like I won't say any question, I'll say there are so many questions in DSA which you can solve using the basic approach. But if you will go through the basic approach, it will take time to execute. It will take more time to execute, right? Like let's considering that that particular question is framed in that way that if basic approach is applied, it will take more time to execute. But in an interview, you were successful in writing the basic approach. Then interviewer understand that okay, this particular candidate is having a good knowledge of like let's suppose the basic things. Let's move forward and see how much this person can modify this particular problem. Then he will ask you the question, okay, this approach works well, but can you optimize it? Can you write it in a way so that it takes less time to execute? Then, okay, you think about the question and you are like, okay, I can modify it. You will try to modify it, and somewhere you will reach around a medium stage, or you can say the medium approach, where it's not like very basic, but it's not like very optimized. When you will reach here, that interviewer will again understand that okay, he also knows the concept of optimization. Now he will check your advanced skills and see how much code maximally you can optimize. So the question is the same. Only one question he picked up in the entire interview. You told him the basic approach, you told him the medium approach, and you told him the optimized approach. So he need not think any other question during the entire interview process. And he has just made you think of the same question in three different ways. This is what we call as a scalability in DSA. Everyone clear or having some doubts? Anyone having any doubts? Okay. Yes, no. The next very important reason why DSA is so much preferred. Abbas, any doubts? You can ask it in the end. The next point for this is it is language independent. Most of the time, in a general interview, I will say, if some interviewer asks you about, let's suppose, the question from C language, so that particular candidate can say, or he or she can say that, sir, I am not aware of this particular language. I am good in Java. You can ask me the questions in Java. Or if he is asking the questions in Java, that particular candidate will say, sir, I'm not good with Java. you can ask me the questions in Python, right? Like these days, it's a basic thing. People just choose one particular language and they just go in the advanced level of it. But this is not an excuse in DSA. In DSA, what matters the most is approach. How you are approaching a particular problem. Lalit again will answer this question very, very soon, but for now, just focus here. In DSA, only approach matters. What you are thinking, how you're going to solve this particular problem, and like how you're going to proceed in this particular problem. Any language is fine. Any language you know and you're good at, you can just implement your DSA approach in that particular language. So, this again makes it a very efficient thing so that it is being asked in the interview so frequently. Clear, everyone? Okay. Now, the third best thing about DSA and why interviews prefers it is dynamic. Now, what is dynamic here? Dynamic in the sense it is a thing which can't be prepared for an interview. You can't just like when you're going for the interview, you can just not see a particular question and think, okay, this will be asked in the interview. Any random question can be asked in the interview. And at that particular instance, you need to answer it. You can't even say to the interviewer, sorry, sir, I have not learned about this particular question. Can you move on to the second? You can say it, but it won't be a proper reason because DSA is a thing where no question can be learned. You just need to think, you just need to give it a thought, and then you need to write the answer for that. So this gives the interviewer the idea, okay, how dynamic this person can be. If at the runtime some problem comes up in the company, whether he will be just stuck and say that, okay, I've never learned it, or will he try to approach the problem and try to solve it? Is it clear? Is it clear, guys? So these are the three main reasons why DSA is the first choice these days of the interviewers. And it is it is being asked so frequently. I hope everyone is so clear about it. Okay. Moving on to my next question. As people asked, okay, which language will be preferred for this particular batch of DSA? I will be writing the codes in Java. Okay, but no need to worry. You can write it in any language which you want. Our mentors will be there who will guide you through any language you are writing your code in. Okay, so language is not a barrier in this particular course. And most probably, I won't be writing the code in Java as well. It will be more like an algorithm stuff. So anyone wants, they can just frame that particular algorithm in their specific language. So it's not language dependent course. Is it clear to all? It will work. Basics of any language, you know it will work. Any other doubts? Anything regarding collections, if it is required in this particular batch, I will first tell you and then I will start actually implementing those collections in the batch. So no need to worry about it. Yes, guys, any other doubts now regarding any of the questions I have covered so far? Okay, assuming no. Now moving on to our next question, that how many questions are going to covered in this particular course? So the number of questions are going to be covered is 300 plus questions. It's not like I'm going to teach 300 plus questions. It's going to be like there will be some questions being discussed in the class. There will be some questions which will be given to you as an assignment, or you can say the homework, and you need to do it. But considering its importance, if you like you're not able to do it, you will be given the guidance for that. And there will be some category of questions which completely lies on your own will. If you want to do it, do it. Otherwise, it's your choice. So class and homework questions will be covered. You need not to worry about it, but it's like that you also need to see your own practice. So try to do these questions as well. Okay. It won't be like some new concepts. It will be all like the questions covered in class, but question written in a different way to check your skills. Where are these questions gonna be? The questions are being prepared on the HackerRank platform for your basic practice. There are so many questions regarding every topic you can find on our HackerRank channel, like the HackerRank page that we have made. Instead of that, you will be getting the introduction to code forces, like how the competitions are being held in the code forces platform, what questions you need to solve on the code forces platform, and everything. Next comes is Code Chef. You will be also given the introduction to this platform. And next comes is Interview Bit. If any one of you have not heard about them, these are the platforms where you can practice your DSA, or you can say the problem solving skills. Next is Lead Code. It's the very famous one because generally companies ask the question whenever like they conduct the test of you regarding DSA, they just tell you to open the Lead Code. They will assign you some question, or they generally pick the questions from Lead Code, assign you some question, and they ask you to solve it at that instant. Is it clear, guys? Hacker Earth is generally, you can say that their companies openings are there generally, not so you can just keep on checking the HackerRank platform for the openings and all. And if you're stuck in any problem and you're not able to solve it, you can always come to us. The next thing is for whom this batch belong to. So it's not restricted to any person, any fresher who is like gonna join the company, any experienced person who is looking for the switch. They all can join this particular batch. Is it clear to you guys? So basically no restrictions. The only condition for joining this batch is that you should be aware of the basic of any language you know. That's the only thing good, like you can say the restriction about this batch. Other than that, there is no restrictions. Everyone clear so far? System designs is not a part of this course. It's an entire different course. So guys, I'm just asking, are you clear with all these questions I have covered so far? Okay. So let me just stop sharing this and let me just share the syllabus. Okay, are you guys able to see? Advanced Java is not included and advanced Java is not needed in this course, like multi-threading and all concepts are not needed. Okay, so these are the topics in front of you which are being gonna covered. First is pattern printing, like the initial pattern printing, fundamental of array, fundamental of matrix, and fundamental of maths. These are some of the very basic topics from where we are going to start our course, because we don't want anyone to be lagged behind. So it's just like that, it will keep you all in the flow with the programming, and hence this batch is going to start from there. Is it clear to all? These are some of the topics which we also cover in the free sessions that we are going to give from Monday to Thursday. And as soon as the batches start, the topics like sorting, time and space complexity, one of the very important aspect of DSA. We will also introduce you to the coding platforms, as I said, that how to actually write your code and run on those coding platforms. Recursion, stack, collection library, as I told you, that if any collections will be required from Java, or like any kind of collections required, I'll cover it first and then we'll give you the questions on that. There is a two-pointer technique, which is like quite famous. Queues, hashing, linked list, graph, try, trees, dynamic programming, and heap. So there is lots and lots of topic which are going to be covered in this particular course. Okay. Now, moving on to the next, we have also written here the companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, Apple, Airbnb, like all these companies, all the product based companies which you know, or which the famous names you actually hear in your day to day life, what kind of questions are being asked for getting into those companies, we are also going to cover that. Okay. So you will get a huge and huge exposure to the questions which are going to be covered, like which are being asked in these famous companies. I hope it's clear. Next is pattern printing. Like here we have written all the questions which are like important in the pattern printing. So we will cover few, and few of them are for your own practice. Almost 20 questions are there in the pattern printing. Next is fundamentals of array. Array is something which we come across in our day-to-day life. So that's why there is not lots of question in the fundamentals, but there are going to be a lot of questions when we move on to the advanced topics of array. Fundamental of matrix and fundamental of mathematics. Okay, so these are all, you can say, the warm up topics which will just make you good to go with the course which is going to be coming. Then one day we are going to discuss about how to write the code in the Code Forces and CodeChef platform. Next is discussing the very important aspect, that is time and space complexity. Okay, I hope everyone knows about this, that why time and space complexity is so much important, because that's only the thing which actually makes your question, like makes your problem simple or tougher. We are also going to see what kind of errors you can come across while you are running your particular code. Number system, it's the thing which you might be knowing or which you might not be knowing. So just an introduction to that. Data types. Data types, why it is getting covered? Because any question you are writing, you should know what is the appropriate data type. Okay, it's not like, okay, you know, for number, int can be used for storage or long can be used. So for the better purpose, you are using long, even if it's not needed. So while learning the data types, you will actually know when to use which type of data type. And that's going to help in the long run. Importance of constraints. What is constraints? First of all, we should know that. So whenever you come across any problem in any of the platform, they give you some kind of constraints. Constraints in the sense that inputs won't be less than this or more than that, like whatever. You will be given certain sets of constraints. So you always need to think your logic within those constraints. Is it clear to all? Anyone who is confused about constraints? If anyone is confused what constraints are, you can just ping me. Okay, I guess everyone knows it. Then we are going to learn about the operators, what type of operators are there and how they are actually used. Next is bit manipulation. Bit manipulation is actually one of the thing which is not connected. It's not some kind of algorithm you should learn and implement, but it actually improve your thinking process. Okay, so bit manipulation is actually very important. Okay, I got 1 point for the constraints. So, okay, Ranju, what happens is you have been given a question where it is said that a you need to input a number. Okay, so when you are thinking about the number, it can be any number. It can be like the pointable values. It can be like the non-pointable values, or you can say the non-floating values. It can be negative. It can be positive. It can be extremely big, as like I can say any number of zeros I want to put. Are you getting this particular point? Like a number can be anything, right? But whenever we are given a question, it must be having some certain limits. Obviously, you can't just have any number and you can just start implementing your logic. So, for that reason, anyone who sets the question or anyone who writes the question, he or she, they just set the constraint that, okay, you have to take an input, but it should not be less than minus 100 and it should not be greater than 100. So now you know that, okay, all the numbers will be between minus 100 and 100. It won't be more than that. It won't be less than that. Is it clear to you? Because whenever you are taking any input or writing any logic, you should know which set of numbers you're going to implement your logic, right? Are you getting this? Okay. Anyone confused about the constraints? Guys, you can just ping me. All right, I guess everyone is clear. Bit manipulation, as I said, it's not a part of any kind of algorithm which you might come across, but it's very important as its questions are really interesting. It's not being asked like much in the companies, but if you are like improving your programming skills, or you want to do competitive coding, this particular topic is something which is being very much asked in the competitive coding or while testing your programming skills. So I hope you are clear why bit manipulation is a part of this course. Next is again the basic concepts like we are going to cover here the recursion and backtracking. Next is sorting. Sorting is something which we know. So like there can be various kind of sorts. There is a well-defined function for that, that is, you know, arrays dot sort. But we need to understand that what kind of algorithm works inside this arrays dot sort. Okay. And what are the implementations of these sorting? Is it clear? It's the very basic thing you can expect from an interviewer during an interview to ask. Like sorting is something which interviewer expect you all to know. Is it clear? Next is two-pointer technique. Two-pointer technique is something like just a technique. If you know, it makes your problem a lot more easier. Linear and binary search. Both are the type of searching techniques, but just they differ in the time complexities. Like one is more efficient sometimes, and the other can be less efficient at the same time. Like they both have their own advantages and disadvantages. There can be lots of question in linear and binary search. Next is hashing. Like what is hashing? What kind of hashing techniques are there? Then depending on the hashing techniques, these all topics are going to be covered and the depending questions are going to be covered. I hope it's clear. Guys, is it clear? You can see there are lots and lots of questions being asked. You can see Amazon, Uber, Airbnb, Yahoo. These are the companies which ask the question from the hashing. So it's a important topic. Maths coming again, but it's going to be the advanced one. Advanced topics that are being asked in terms of mathematics are going to covered in this particular question. Again, it's not like it is a topic which is important for both of the things, like you can say the interviews as well as the competitive coding. Next are stack and queues. Stack and queues are just the algorithms, or you can say a technique, which you need to implement to solve a particular question. Arrays, here it is not about the normal arrays. These are, here we are going to cover the collections, that is like the array list and all. Because further we are going to use these array list. The next topic is about the linked list. Again, it is one of the data structure. And here we are going to cover a lot of questions regarding the linked list. Trees and the question based on trees. Trees is a very important topic, and you can see the companies it is being asked, like the questions of the trees being asked. Next is heap, try. I won't discuss like much about what is heap, what is try. Then you will be attending the session, and when these topics come, you will be mature enough to know like what are these topics and why are we covering in this particular batch. DP is a very famous thing these days, and companies are actually asking DP. So it's again a point of focus where you actually need to work because it is an important topic. At last, graph. Again, DP is important, so as graph. So again, you need to focus on this particular topic as well. And these are the add-on questions which we are going to give you to solve, and like it covers mostly all the topics that we have seen so far in the syllabus. Is it clear, guys? So here I covered the entire syllabus. The link of this particular syllabus was shared in this particular chat. If you all have seen, you can just go and access it. So for today, I'm done on my part. I'll ask you all to unmute and ask any doubts if you have. No, we don't have class tomorrow. Abbas, I guess you have raised your hand. If you have any doubt, you can just ask. And anyone else in the class, do you have any doubts so far which I have covered? You can just unmute and
Madam,
ask. Yeah.
Madam, after completion of this course, do you also provide the placement assistance sort of things?
No, Keshav, it's like we don't provide any kind of assistance, but any interview you are like gonna face and you are like worried about what kind of questions can be asked, we can give you the guidance in that.
Okay, and my second question is the only purpose of taking up this course is to get selected in product-based companies. So my question is, how far are the profile does it matter a lot for product-based company?
What is the experience you are having?
I have only 2 years of experience in Java as Java developer.
See, if you are able to crack the coding competition or you are able to get a referral in that particular product based companies, your profile doesn't matter much. Like obviously they see what was the previous company you have worked in, but if you're good enough, you know DSA, you are good in your skills, then your previous profile doesn't matter that much. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yeah, are we going to discuss about maps here?
We are going to discuss about maps, right? If you all must have seen, we are going to cover the hashing part, right? And hashing is something which is, you can say, hash set, hash map, and all. Yeah, any other? Something about myself. So, my introduction is I work for a product based company. And regarding my teaching profession, so I have started teaching in Ashok IT. I have taken 2 batches so far. And my students have also got placed in a very good, like in good product based companies. So, yeah, that's the profile which I will like to share with you all.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, madam. Where can you see the openings for the whatever you telling now that companies, MNC, product-based companies?
The platform is Hacker Earth.
Okay.
Oh, okay, who was asking? Abhijit, okay. So
Yes.
yeah, the Hacker Earth is a platform where you can just go and see the hiring challenges.
Mm-hmm.
You can see like how much experience they are asking for. You can match your profile according to that
Mm-hmm.
and give the like exam.
Okay.
Okay,
And if we are going directly going to their website and
it can be anything, right? Like you can go to their particular website, you can contact the people via LinkedIn. So all of them, like nowadays, they are saying that okay, we will provide you the exam link. You give the exam, and then we will try to conduct your interview. Right? You must have seen this.
yes.
Yeah. So that particular exam is of DSA. What I am saying is,
Okay. So
yeah,
you can also check on a Hacker Earth also.
yeah. You can check on Hacker Earth. Hacker Earth is the platform where you can actually get the companies which are looking for the people, where they are hiring for the people.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's okay. Anything else? Anyone else wanna ask? Yes, guys. Anyone having any kind of doubts? Just say.
Hello.
Yeah.
Madam, I'm Abhijit. Whatever you covered is sufficient to crack any product-based company, big MNCs.
See the content that I'm covering, it is sufficient for cracking any product-based company, but you have to practice in this entire course. If you are not practice, you are daily attending the batches, and you're expecting that you will be able to crack the product-based company, it's not possible.
Okay.
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 Yeah. So everyone, this is my advice to you. If you're joining this course, be prepared for your practice of 1 hour or 2 hour daily. Sure, Lalit will guide you with that. Which platform is better to practice? Right now, if you're a beginner, Hacker Rank is the best platform. Anyone having any doubts?
Can you
Oh,
give
yeah.
any referrals also?
Referrals, I can see if I'm having, I'll surely give you.
Okay.
Okay, then, guys, if you don't have any doubts, you all can join on Monday for the demo sessions. Like for 4 days, the free demo sessions are going to continue. And then after that, from next Monday onwards, we are going to have the paid batches. So do register yourself if you want to continue with this batch. All right. So thank you for today's session. We'll drop off now.